Hey guys, Mr. BDK here and welcome to a new video. In this video we'll be looking at Liverpool FC and their new FIFA 21 ratings. So firstly we have Karius. He's been poor ever since he played in the final against Madrid, and then even out on loan with Besiktas he was poor, so I think he deserves a 2 downgrade. Next we have Adrian. Although he wasn't the best towards the end of the season, he did save Liverpool quite a bit at the start, so, and considering Karius' rating, I think he deserves +2. And then finally for the goalkeepers we have Alisson. He was injured quite a lot this season, but he still, I think he was only 2 clean sheets away from the most in the Premier League, so he's had another solid season, so I think he deserves another upgrade. Our first defender is Tsimikas. I can't pronounce it yet as he's only just moved to Liverpool, but brand new signing and he's got potential, and it's just back up for Robertson. He was a silver, so I've boosted him to a non-rare gold, but he could be 74 rated, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Up next is Joel Matip. I've kept him an 82 just because he hasn't played as much this season. Gomez has broke into the team a lot more, so I think he deserves to stay 82 because that's a fair rating for him. Next we have Gomez. Gomez has had a very solid season, although there's been a few games where it shows that he's not quite there yet. He has played very well and I think he deserves that +3 upgrade because, in my opinion, he is the best English centre-back there is. But yeah, I think next year, if he has another good season, then he'll start getting more notice. So on to the last 3 defenders, we have Robertson. Give him a +1 upgrade just because he's had another good season. Not as good as last season, but he's had another solid season, plus he's won the league, so I think it's deserved. Next we have the man himself, Virgil van Dijk. He's been probably the best centre-back in the world again this year. He's been, in my opinion, very underrated this year for the role he does in the Liverpool team, and he is class, so I think another good season, that's put him up to a 91. And then finally for our defenders we have Trent. He's a EA ambassador this year or cover star, one of them, but I would say 85 rated, which I think is fair because he has been outstanding this season. But I think EA could go for 86 just because how big of a role he plays in FIFA 21. Next we have Guric, come back on loan. He done well in Bundesliga, but obviously not outstanding, so I think it's only fair if he stays the same. Next we have Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's been here and there this season again. He's not cemented his place in the team, but he's won the league, so I think he deserves that +1. And finally for this page we have Milner. Milner again, he hasn't played as much this season as he has previous seasons, but he's been a good squad player for Liverpool. But I think just because of old age, EA would put him down to an 80, not because he's not good anymore, just because he hasn't played as much and he is getting old. Next we have Gini Wijnaldum. Another good year for Liverpool. In my opinion, very underrated by Liverpool fans and most football fans in general. Another good year, been on the starting 11 for the majority of the season, so I think he's deserved of that +1 again, up to an 85. Then on to the last 3 defenders. Naby Keita. This one was, I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he's played very well back from the coronavirus break, but EA, I don't know whether they consider that, but yeah, he's starting to show the class he had at Leipzig in the Premier League, so I've put him back up to an 83. Next we have the captain of Liverpool, Jordan Henderson, which hated by a lot of football fans. No reason why. He is the engine of this Liverpool team, the driving force. He's had an outstanding year. Not the player of the season for me in my opinion because KDB's just levels above, but he has been up there with one of the best players this season, so he's deserved a +2. And then our final midfielder is Fabinho. Fabinho's bit was class at the start of the season, and then he got injured and came back a bit wobbly, but then after the coronavirus break he came back and one of the best DMs in the world at the moment, I think. I've put him +2 only because I feel he's on the same level of Fernandinho, so he deserves 87, but I think 86 is a fair rating for him as well, so either 86 or 87. Now on to the attackers. We have Divock Origi. I put him +1. He hasn't played a large amount this season, but the times he has come on as a sub or played in the FA Cup or Champions League, he's done his fair share. Not outstanding, but I think he deserves +1 just for being a part of the Liverpool squad. Next we have Liverpool's winter signing last season, Minamino. I've put him up to a centre forward just because I don't know why EA changed him to a right mid when he transferred to Liverpool, but he predominantly plays in that role. He still needs to get his foot in the Premier League, but he played very well when he was, I can't even think, what was it, Austrian League? Whatever it was, but yeah, he played very well out there, so I think he deserves 77. And finally for this page we have Shaqiri. Shaqiri hasn't really made an appearance for Liverpool this past year. He's been injured and I don't think he's fitting with the rhythm of the Liverpool squad at the moment because he's been in and out, so I've put -2 because personally I think 82 is far too high for him, but I think 80 is fair, but maybe 81 is better. I'm not sure, let me know. And then the final three of Liverpool, the best front three in the world at the moment. We have Mane up to a 90 rated, which is thoroughly deserved. He is one of the best, second best left wingers in the world, I would say. Neymar, do you count him as a more central cam now rather than left winger? But yeah, Mane, very good season again. Deserves to be up for that 90 rating with Salah. Next we have Firmino. A lot of football fans look at the stats and think Firmino had an awful season. He didn't. He was a bit unlucky not scoring at home until the final day of the season, but yeah, he played his part. He links the two, Mane and Salah, into the box together, and he is just a class player. Personally, I think he deserved 87 rated from last or FIFA 20, but yeah, he definitely deserves 87 this year. And lastly we have Salah. Salah again, one of the best players in the Prem. I think he finished on 19 goals this season, so not above 20, which he has the past 2 seasons, but really he's a winger. If he's getting above 20 goal contributions each season, you can't doubt him, and with his stats they are phenomenal. But yeah, kept him 90 rated just because he hasn't had one of his better seasons at Liverpool, but maybe next season if he has another very good season he goes up to 91, but I think 90 for both Mane and Salah is fair. So that is it for the Liverpool FIFA 21 rating predictions. If there was any you disagreed with, feel free to comment which ones you would change the rating for, and even just put any clubs you want me to do in the future ratings. So yeah, it's been Mr. BDK. Have a good day. Remember to like, subscribe, and peace.